Another day, another pointless unique equipment. Anyway, what's up everyone? How is it going? Welcome back again to another video. This time we are talking about the new unique equipments that have come out for ceremonial Ilia and Yuki. I don't have Yuki, but I've seen the kit and it's still pointless. I'll of course show it on screen, but for now let's actually talk about Ilia first now, shall we? Because she is the character in the gacha right now, so maybe someone might be interested in pulling for her. She is of course a very good character actually. And the unique equipment was kinda good, even though it's still kinda pointless. I'm not gonna go too much into how Ilia works. She's just basically a sub DPS that also provides TP fill rate and some magic attack up. You can just check her skill set on screen. I'll leave it on the screen right now, and I'll also be showing what her unique equipment did for her. I didn't really unlock it because I don't want to spend my divine amulet, and it's not really that useful. Well, it's good, of course. It's kind of whatever. I personally don't really have Spring Kyoka, so even if she ends up being useful in a team and clan battle, I can't even use her anyway because, again, I don't really have Spring Kyoka, but in hindsight, never mind. Spring Kyoka could just be in the support list, so never mind. In any case, let's go over what her unique equipment does now, shall we? Just like I mentioned before, her unique equipment doesn't really change too much about her. It does basically just give her a increase in damage for her first skill, and it also includes an extra critical damage buff on top of it. It's nothing too amazing. The skill does actually get way more powerful like this. It deals like almost double the damage that it used to deal, but overall it's just a slight damage increase. Not slight, well, a somewhat considerable amount of damage increase and the critical damage buff on top of it. Just lasts 12 seconds like usual, and the critical damage doesn't really scale with the familiars she spawns, so it doesn't really get any higher than 10%. So yeah, that's basically it. Nothing too amazing. It's just an increase, a somewhat increase in damage. Which of course does make sense because Ilia was already a very good character even before the elements got released. And funnily enough, when the elements got released, she actually kinda fell off in relevancy because there wasn't any DPS for magic in the wind element, so yeah, she basically wasn't used at all anymore. So yeah, wind was kind of very bad for the elements. But now, since we do have Spring Kyoka, maybe, very likely, Ilia will most likely come back into play, especially because of the unique equipment. And now let's go over Ritual Garment Yuki. Just like I mentioned before, I don't really have Yuki, but of course I'll still show the skill set on stream. On screen, and you'll see what he does. But basically, it didn't really, God, holy, like this unique equipment was it was certainly the unique equipment of all time, that's for sure. And shout out to the the Princess Connect Discord. Anyway, it basically, Jesus, it basically did nothing. It's insane. So this unique equipment made the attack boost on his skill 1 scale a little bit more with the beauty marks he gets. So instead of what? It gets higher. It basically gets way higher. Not way higher, just higher. Just a little bit higher than it used to. And now he also gives some critical rate, and this critical rate increases by 1 for each beauty mark, so each beauty mark gives 1 critical rate, so it will get to a maximum of 80 critical rate, which is still like kind of whatever. And just like I said for Ilia, this is also just an increase in damage for the team overall, but it's so small. It's it's ridiculous. It's ridiculously insignificant. I mean, of course, it's still more damage. I'm not gonna deny that, but it's not good. And Yuki did actually need somewhat of a buff because he is actually a good character, but he's not good enough. You know, what does he do anyway? He is a defensive support, deals a little bit of damage, and reduces the damage or the attack of the enemy boss in particular. And the area of effect for his skills is kind of small. It's just 100 units. It's not even like 150 like most of the other characters. So he is just kind of solid, nothing too surprising. And since we already have characters like Eris, he ends up being very pointless to have, and it does explain him being a permanent unit. So yeah, it does make sense. In any case, unique equipment completely pointless. I really wish they actually made much more with this unique equipment, because Yuki actually needed it to be way better than it is right now. But well, it is what it is. I guess he'll just have to wait for his second unique equipment whenever that comes out. But yeah, that's basically it for the unique equipments that we just got. Very underwhelming. For Ilia, it was good, I guess. Nothing too surprising, but for her, it does make sense. She didn't really need too much of a buff, but Yuki definitely needed something way better. And especially since we do have Spring, what is it? Spring Suzume. She's just way better. I mean, then again, Spring Suzume does fill another different role, which is like, you know, AoE support kind of stuff. So it is a little bit different. She is a little bit different of a character. So, but still, Yuki needed way more than just 80 critical rate. Wow, Sky Games, thank you so much for 80 critical rate. Jesus Christ. I guess we'll just have to wait for the second unique equipment. And speaking of second unique equipment, we are getting some new ones for the summer units in a few days, probably like a week or something like that. So hopefully those ones end up being very good, especially for summer. Sudden, goddamn, she's gonna be ridiculous. She was already a good character, not anymore these days, but with the second unique equipment, I really wonder what's gonna happen. In any case, guys, that has been it for today. As usual, thank you so much for watching. And again, thank you for the memberships. I really do appreciate them very much. And I'll see you guys on the next video.